guys, it's time for the JoJoLands Chapter 26 chapter review. We haven't done this in a while. If you want to know what happened to our last chapter review, our last two chapter reviews. Anyways, that's what happened to our last chapter reviews, and then after that, the hand erased them.
Yeah, guys, it's just really, really unfortunate. We worked really hard. The hand he just came in, decided he just wanted to erase those videos from existence, and there's nothing we can do about it.
We even tried resetting the universe for those two chapters, but Emporio stopped us.
Yep.
Anyways, I think we're good for this chapter, though. I don't think anything bad will happen, but it's been a while.
Let's hop in. JoJoLands, chapter 26. If you remember last chapter, it ended with the cliffhanger of Paco on the wall. Well, we pick up at that point, and he just punches this dude in the face.
He
so
grabs
hard.
the back of his head. He grabs the back of the head and he just pulls him into it. And it's like, wait, Paco climbed across the ceiling with his hustle stand of muscles, and nobody saw him. Hey, dude, that guy is just he's concussed at this point.
He punches his teeth out. He karate chops him in the neck. You think he's just done.
And he did that all while falling too. And the lady, Chabang, is still trying to attack him and all. But Usagi comes in with a gun. I was like, where did this gun come from? But Usagi misses. But
yeah, but I don't know how he missed. He was pretty close. She wasn't even looking at him, and he just missed all 3 shots.
I mean, isn't he a drug addict though?
I guess he's probably never even shot a gun before.
Yeah, but Meryl May's fingers are in ice, so we're good. But Shebang runs into the little hidden chamber in the room, and they're like, "Oh shoot, Shebang is gonna snitch." And Meryl May's like, "No, they're not gonna snitch because of reasons, plot reasons, because they're dirty cops." And so Shebang's just down there seeing Lulu. And this is the weirdest part of the whole entire chapter. Lulu just looks at Shebang and is like, "I love your hair. It's so nice. Do you have a boyfriend?" And listen, Shebang does not have hair. It's just bald and then a ponytail.
Dude, Lulu is such a weird character, bro. You can clearly see she does not have any hair. And then what are you asking if she has a boyfriend for, bro? You're 10 years old.
That's Rage Bait too, and it's her head looks like a doorknob and an NBA player. Looking at her, I think of an NBA player.
Bro, she's just I don't have a boyfriend. They're quick to lie. And then she pulls,
and then she's
you better make sure you don't lie.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. It's imagine needing a stand to tell if someone's lying. Bruno in part 5, he could just look you and tell if you were lying.
Right, dude, Speedwagon through life experience could tell if somebody was lying.
Yeah, it's just okay, cool, your stance can kind of point to something or tell if people are lying. Dude, I would not want nematodes walking all over my glasses. This stand's just trash. This stand's worse than Survivor at this point.
Honestly, yeah, it might be the single weakest stand in the series. It's literally only useful if you're using it on humans and there's no other stand users around to fight you.
But anyways, back to Howler and gang on the ship, negotiating a deal. And I think this was a few chapters ago, a fire went off, and Howler's still there with a gun going crazy, and Jodio Dragona and Charming Man are there, Charming Man in disguise with the banker, and they're basically saying hey, we're gonna get that land, and Howler's no way, go blank yourselves, you're not gonna have my land. He's I'm not signing that. What kind of deal is this?
Key West is just trying to get him out of there as fast as possible, but he doesn't want to leave. He saw the remains of the lava rock, and
he knows someone has it, and he's asking Key West like, "Hey, look, I know that you know that they have it, or do you even know what it is? Like, come on, I need to know what's going on. Just let me know." And he's getting mad and angry about it,
Yeah, he's
and he
not
just
telling
doesn't
her.
want to like tell it. But it's probably in Jodio's pocket. And then like Key West gets a text from like Shebang about like, "Hey, like I love you. Let's meet up. Key Town. I got the guy." And he's like, "Don't really tell Howler. Don't let him know." And they're like, "Oh, hey, look, here's Lulu." It's like some kind of Howler's looking for a lava rock, and I think Howler like he kind of knows, but not really.
And she also texts Key West a picture of the bank dude, incapacitated. And she's like, but he's right in front of me.
Then it cuts back to like Paco fight. Now Paco, mind you, he's like beating up like that other guy, like Nigbo or whatever his name is, with the dollar store Kira blowing up stand. When he gets his hand touched and it starts bubbling up, it's like, oh wow, it's about to explode. And later on, it does explode, and he's like, "Hey, Usagi, place us in some ice." And then here's the weirdest like attack scene where like Paco, he just jumps up, kicks the gun up, all in midair, smacks like Nigbo in the head, and Nigbo's head's like literally deformed. It's like if you see a baby and you like touch its soft spot in the head, that's what he looks like,
And then he tries shooting Ningbo with the gun, but
point
his
blank.
ability is actually kind of OP because when the bullets, well, he puts his hands in front of his face, so when the bullets hit his hands, they just bubble up and don't hurt him. In case you didn't know, anything he touches basically just, bubbles up and eventually explodes. Touches with his
Click.
hands.
He doesn't have to do the whole like detonation sequence, but he basically is attacking her. They're just like still fighting, and he like touches him, and like things explode, and then Paco just hits him out with like a stand rush, even though his hands like all messed up. But they go hand to hand. It's actually like pretty cool, and I'm like, wow, Paco can like fight, even though at
Paco
the end of the
beats this dude
chapter,
up super bad.
yeah, like his teeth get caved in and all that. Paco can fight. Like Paco probably could beat Jolene hand to hand.
And like he's just beating this dude up and he's about to wail on him even more. But then Ningbo touches the wall and it explodes right into Paco's face. And he's, kind of distracted by this. And then his wrist gets grabbed and then his neck gets grabbed and it starts to bubble up. And that's where the chapter ends.
Did he die? We don't know. Will he die? Will he survive? We don't know. Overall, I kind of like this chapter as a setup. The ending is kind of, like, we gotta wait a month for the kind of ending.
Like, how much longer are, Jodio and the gang gonna be on the boat?
Yeah, that is the chapter. Like and subscribe. Comment if you're new and you made it to this point.
No promises, but I have a feeling, our future videos aren't gonna be erased by the hand anymore. So look forward to those.
Yeah, if they do, maybe White Snake just took your memory and we'll get it back for you.